Season 2, Episode 1, the first Atlanta story. Welcome to the Daily Wireman Wisdom. I'm your host, Andre Gator Daniel, Master Electrician, IBEW 756, 30 years across 48 states. Today I'm going to take you back to Atlanta, back to the Federal Reserve Building, a buck horse full of 30 men, and a foreman named Tim who thought he could put a price on my pride. I was young, fresh out of apprenticeship school, maybe my second year as a journeyman, and I didn't know much. But I knew one thing, I wasn't going to step off that elevator. That cost me my job, and it gave me something I never let go since. This is the story that started everything. This is the lesson I lived by for 30 years. Before we can talk about your name being your currency, you need to hear what I first found out, what that currency was worth. Stay with me. This is the Daily Wireman Wisdom. This is Gator. I'm going to tell you about the day I learned the most important lesson of my 30-year career. And it wasn't about the voltage drop or a load calculation. It was about something that determined whether I worked steady or I scrambled for every job. My name was everything back then. We was in Atlanta. I just took a call out of the local 613 hall. And I was working at the Federal Reserve Building for Cleveland Electric. And my foreman name was Tim Kill. Little cool little brother, seemed to be a black dude. And he came to me and my apprentice and he told me, like, bro, you doing a good job out here on this slab and it's hot out here. And I know everybody else in the building working. And since you're doing a good job for me, I'll let you and your apprentice go to lunch anytime y'all want to, early, just be back on time. You know, he's trying to establish trust with me. And I didn't take too much advantage of that. I go every now and then, you know, we wouldn't stay too much longer. And it was an incident on the job. It was a young black girl apprentice on our crew. And she used to hang around me and my apprentice all the time. And I guess Tim didn't like that. So he come to me one day, he was like, hey, Gator, you need to keep that girl away from you. And I'm like, hey, bro, we outside working outside and all the rest of y'all in the building and you the foreman. I don't tell people where to go, what to do. That's your job. So we had a little conflict about that. We'll go back and forth with that, but not too much. So that certain girl one day was walking across the job site and somebody ended up cussing her out. And after they cussed her out, you know, Tim tried to rush off the job, tried to get off the job real quick. But while he was doing that, they run into the steward. And when they run into the steward and the steward hear the story, he was like, yo, that girl can't go. That guy gonna apologize today. So the steward called for all the electricians to get on the buck horse at 10 o'clock. I got on the buck horse like everybody else. And all the rest of the crews, we filled both of the buck horses, probably about 30 people on each one. And so everybody come on, we'll ride up to the top of the elevator. Foremen would come on and see we all in solitude standing up. And they would be like, congratulations, and, you know, taking people's name. Then all of a sudden, Tim and the general foreman get on the elevator. They stay silent. They ride up, and then they get off the elevator on the top floor. After they get off the elevator on the top floor, we go back down. Then the elevator go back up. And when the elevator get back up, Tim stepped in and he looked dead at me. And he like, if anybody in my crew don't get off that elevator right now, you're fired. It's 30 guys sitting on this elevator. And I'm young. I'm fresh. I'm just out of apprenticeship school. I'm probably my second year or first year as a journeyman. And, you know, I'm young, timid. I don't know what to do, but I do know what one thing I wasn't going to do. I wasn't going to walk off that elevator. I didn't step off that elevator. I stayed. So later on, after all the commotion ended, I went back to my work area. And so Tim come down there, Gator, what, you don't want to work for me? I said, man, I could work for you, but I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. So he run off. Then the general foreman come back. The general foreman try to apologize. Hey, I made Tim say that. Can you work for him? And I said the same thing to him. I could work for him, but I don't trust him. So later on that afternoon, Tim come back with some transfer papers. He said, hey, I got these papers. You're transferred to Athens. I looked at him. I said, man, I don't even know where Athens at. And I'm not getting transferred. I'm not. I end up losing my job that day. But the lesson I learned was a very, very, very important lesson. I live by that lesson right now, today, from 30 years ago. That probably it was 30 years ago I learned this lesson. But I learned that no matter what the situation is, I will always hold my head up when I walk out that door. I would never let nobody take advantage of me. I would never let nobody dictate what I do. They could suggest it, but they're not going to dictate it. You have to stand up for your rights. You have to learn your rights. And man, I really, that was one of the toughest times in my career, especially because I was young. And that was a story I always remember. I had thousands, I don't know, hundreds of foremen, and Tim Kill's name will always ring in my head. And it was just that day, because he was testing my pride and my manhood. So here's what you do tonight. Think about what your name means to you in your trade. If someone mentioned your name in the foreman trailer tomorrow, what would they say? That's your currency. And brother, you either earn it or you spend it every day. Every day.